Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. It's a brand new week. It's going to start massively, ginormously. It's going to be just ginormous. And that's because today we're doing the 1/6 scale Deagostini Collectibles release of the build the Ford Mustang GT500. So if you remember, we started to build the engine, and we seem to be doing this a lot lately, but it looks like we're going to be continuing the engine, which means pipe work, HT leads, spark plugs, all that sort of thing today. So I'm sure this is going to be really fiddly. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. There's also a QR code on the screen. 5 stages today. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Just for the record, if you can see this here, look, it's 5 to 6 in the morning on Monday morning at the moment. So if anyone wants to know when I'm recording these sorts of things, there you go. I'm up early today. And the reason being is this was playing on my mind. Look, we've got some fiddly parts here that we're going to be starting to put in to the top of the engine here, which is big enough as it is. But by the end of it, it's going to look just like this. This is the rest of the magazine. And that means we're going to be doing the carburettors. So let's get these out. Just zoomed up the camera so you can see the close-up. First thing to do is take this section here. It's going to be putting the cap on, which is a keyhole pattern. Just like that. I need to make sure the one I'm working on has got the letter F inside it. And as you can see here, I've got a PSO2 screw. That's what comes in this stage, because it's that screw which is going to hold that cap into place. I want to take the base, which has got an F stamped in it as well, and I want to piece both of these together. It's just a push in. It can only go one way to make it balanced at each side there. I've then got to do the rear carburetor. The difference between the rear and the front is there's no cap on this one. So these are just going to be going together. Again, look, if you put it in wrong, it's the wrong way, it doesn't match up. So it can only go in one way, like that. Bring over the first one that we were just working on. And I've got a carburetor tube here to put at the bottom. And you have got 2 different size lugs, so it can only go in one way. The larger lug's on my left, smaller lug is on my right. And just push those in like that. Do the same on this one. Again, larger lug on my left, smaller lug on my right. Bring over the engine assembly that we've been working on. I want it this way round, and I want to take this mounting plate which has got an F on the back of it, and that's going to be going just into this position here. There is a locating lug, as you can see there, so that one's going to go there. So we may as well put the back one in, which is labelled with an R just at the back there. And then I want to take the carburetors we created. You can see these notches in here. This one with the large section coming out is on the front, so this is just going to go into the slots on the top there, just like that. And this one, again, we've got 2 little catches on the back there, 2 lugs should I say. It's going to go in there just like that. Now I've got this fuel feed pipe with some holes in, which is going to go over the lugs just onto the rear one here. And then just a case of pushing that down. So one there and one on this side. These aren't fixed in yet, the carburetors, so that's why I'm holding them. But as you can see, that's in like that. What's going to hold these in is the air filter here, which is going to go in this way because this pipe here is going to eventually end up in that hole there. So it's just a case of lining up this here, getting it into position, plugging this into the cylinder head there, just like that. And I'm holding this in my hand because I'm going to need some PSO2 screws here to secure that in from the other side. And by screwing this air filter in, it's going to hold those carburetors into place. So 2 screws here. All we've got left is the dual tube carburetor tube, which looks like this. That's just going to be going on this side, and we have got 2 gold nipples to put this into. That's a word to use early on a Monday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. And just push that into the side there. So you can see the detail on this already, but that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 90, here's the instructions. Oh. Okay, HT leads and spark plugs. I guess that's what we're going to be doing now. Putting that together, putting this on the distributor, just like this, and then putting this into the car. This is going to take a while, I reckon. And this is the rest of the magazine. I hate doing these. I hate doing these with a passion. Okay, make sure I don't cut these HT leads there. Let's get everything out. Okay, I want to take the engine front, which looks like this. And I do have a detail to put into this, which is in this bag here. And this is the cylindrical connector. It's going to fit into the hole just at the top. And it is a D-shaped hole, so it can only go in one way. But I want that in just like that there. I then have this bracket to put in. And the bracket is going to be going on this way round, just like that on top. And it's going to be held in with a DSO2 screw. This is a black screw. DSO2 means I'm going into metal. So get that screw in. Matter of fact, it takes 2 DSO2 screws, so I need one just at the bottom as well. Perfect. So I can put that to one side and get my sprue cutters out, because I'm going to need to take out all of these distributor connectors. Now, the good thing about this one is that the spark plug leads are all the same size. So what I'm going to do is, I do use glue on this. So I'm going to put some glue on the nipple end and insert that into one of the leads here. Now, it is quite a tight fit anyway, but you know me, these always come out. So I want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So let me just glue in every single pipe.
A few moments later.
So there you go. All the leads have got connectors on the top of them. I am left with 2 spare there for the minute. Now, one of these spare is going to go right into the center of the distributor here. Now, it has got a D-shaped pattern on it, so they can only go in one way. And I'm not going to glue these in because they really do go in tight, as you can see there. But I need to put all the other ones in following the D-shaped pattern of every connector. So let me get all of these in, and it pretty much tells you, because of the D-shaped pattern, what direction they're all going in. Which I'm halfway through putting them in now, and I'm telling you, this has made things a hell of a lot easier. The fact that it can only go in one way means that I can't cock it up like I normally do. There you go. Look at that. They're all in. Okay, just turning that upside down, I've got the base for the distributor here, and there is a notch just in there. That's going to match the notch that we've just got on this section here. So just a case of rotating that around to ensure that slips in like that. Bring over top of the engine here. And this is going to be going into the keyhole pattern there, matching what we've got here. Just like that, and it's held in with a PSO2 screw. Tricky just to get that manipulated into position, but there we go, we've got it. And that's into place like that. Wow, that's the simplest I think I've ever had that. That's all there is to do in that stage. So, stage 9, can you believe we're on stage 91 already? Okay, here's the magazine. A few parts on this one. We're going to be putting together the fuel pump here, and this is going to be attaching to that blue area of the engine, the end of the engine that we were creating in the last stage. So that's going to look like that. This is the rest of the magazine. Here is stage 91 here. It's great having these oversized parts. I think this is what's making this easier for me. So we're going to be creating the fuel filter at the moment. So what I want to do is just put the filter together with this mount, which just goes on like that. Bring over what we created, and I'm going to be putting this into place. It actually just goes over this section just here, and it's held in with a DSO3 screw. Again, I'm going into metal. So I have put a bit of oil on, And once again, people do ask what oil I'm using. I'm just using a 3-in-1 oil. There you go. Not too tight, otherwise you'll crack that plastic. Put that to one side. I'm just going to create the actual pump section of this now, which means I need this section here. And I'm going to be putting this just over the top. It actually goes in, it's got a keyhole pattern on it, you see, so it's actually going to go in this way. And it sort of off centers. It can only go in one way. So then we've got a pulley to put over the top. It's going to go on this way with the lip facing up. So that's going on just like that there. And that's held in with a PS05 screw, which I've got here, which will hold all of this together. Perfect. So bringing over this blue section here again, on the end of the engine, this just goes onto this point just here. And it's held in from the other side, once again, one of these black PS02 screws. Did I say 02? I meant 05. It's too early in the morning. There you go. That's in place perfectly. That's how that's looking. It's going to make up a pipe now, which means just piecing these two parts here together, pushing these in place, and with those two done, that's all there is to do in that stage. So the penultimate stage, stage 92, here's the instructions. And it looks like we're creating the starter motor now, building that up, which is going to attach again to what we've been building here. So then that's looking just like that. Why are we bringing the radiator over? Are we going to be mounting this? We'll see. We've got the belts as well to go on this one. This is the rest of the magazine. Quite a big pack, this one. Quite a big stage, this one. I just had a belt fall on the floor. Let me just grab that. There it is. Okay. So we're going to make the starter motor first, which means I need these two parts just here, which means I'm going to be piecing these together. There is a keyhole pattern again, which helps line these up. That goes in like that. Then I've got this gear to put over the top, which again, I need to put that into position just there. That's how that's looking. And then on top of that, I've got this pulley, which has got a notch in it, which is going to go down the open end of that keyhole pattern, which should slot in nice and flush there. Perfect. We're going to hold that in with a PS05 screw. That'll keep all of this together. Perfect. I need this bracket mounts now, and what we've just created of the end of the engine here. This has got a lug on this side, so this can only go in one way, just like that there. Turn it over. That's going to be held in once again with a PS05 screw, just through the hole here. And then that means I can now mount the starter motor to this. Now, not quite sure which way round it goes, but to be honest with you, I don't think it matters. It's very symmetrical. Okay, that's going to go in here. It's going to want to be held in with PS05 screws again. We're putting those screws in from this way. So I'm going to put them in very loosely at the moment, just so I can ensure that they're going in straight. And then I'll make them nice and tight. So there you go. Starter motor is in position. And put that to one side. I now need the radiator. And I've got the mount for the radiator to put into place. Now this is going to be going on the bottom, where you can see these here, this way round. So I'm just going to line them up. Get this in. So it fits in nice and flush at the bottom like that. They're held in with PS05 screws. In two places here. So one there and one on this side. So we don't need that. Interesting part to add, but put that to one side. And now we're jumping straight back to this again. Okay, that was a bit random, going back to that. So putting the larger pulley on first, that's just going to go on the top, just like this. Have I got that the right way round? Yes, I have. Okay, a DS02 screw is It's going to hold this into place. Again, a little bit of oil. And get that screwed in. Then finally I've got this other pulley here which is going to go on that way, just like this. And again, DSO2 screw. Now I think I've put all of these pulleys in the right way. I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty confident they're all in the right way, because I need to put these belts on now. So the first two belts are going to go along these three pulleys here. So if I go from the inside track, 1, 2, 3. Try not to get a twist in it. We go to the second one along, 1, 2, 3, which leaves this outer edge on each side for the belt to go between these two, 1 and 2. So that's all the belts in like that. Now we do still have this pipe left over from the last stage, but with those two parts, that's all there is to do in that stage. Which means the last stage in this pack is stage 93. Here's the instructions, and quite a simple stage. Looks like we've got the left side of the engine block here, which are we not doing anything with? It just says keep it in place. Don't actually put this bracket on. Wow, we're not doing anything. So that was it. Okay, that was a bit of an anticlimax. Let's have a look at it. You know what, I am going to open this, but yeah, I mean, they haven't provided screws anyway to actually mount this, even if I wanted to. We've got a bracket there. This is solid metal. It's very heavy, and if I show you how this is compared to my head. Do I need to do this anymore? I know this head's slightly smaller. I think I'm having a head printed for me, which is my size, but you can see it's it's big. Let me put that back down there. I still think I should put a button in there, you know, like the Batman, and I can like press the button and a lift will open or something. But that's it. That's all there is to do in that stage. So once again, these parts are quite big, quite detailed, and obviously we've done a lot of detail in the engine here. Now someone did mention that they're a little bit disappointed that they don't have the wing nuts on top of here. You know what? There is a place for wing nuts to actually go in, like a little detail could slot in there. So I don't know if that's going to be the case at the end of the build. Something easy that you can 3D print though if it isn't there. But there you go. I hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.